The Adventures of Sodor, The Early Years, Episode 4, The Two Blue New Engines. One day at Vickers Town Sheds, it had been a couple of weeks since Gordon arrived, and the engines were talking. "Well, has been a good couple of weeks," said Edward. "Yes it has, said Winston. "And I am enjoying my stay here," said Gordon. "That's good," said Henry. "There's only the 4 engines for the Ellsbridge Railway: Winston, Edward, Henry and Gordon. But they were matched by the Wellsworth and Sudbury Railway, who also has 4 engines. "Say, Lily, I haven't seen your 4th engine yet," said Edward. "Ah," said Lily, "you don't really see him often. He's usually always beyond your line. Hopefully you can see him one day. He's such a nice engine," said Lily. "Oh yes, I met him when I first arrived. Well, I met him when he arrived, though, so I have met him before. He's a really nice engine," said Neil. "Ah," said Neil. Say, I heard there was a new engine arriving today," said Neil. "Oh, really?" said Edward. "Yes, but only the one," said Neil. "Really?" said Edward. "Yes, I heard that it's an A1, said Neil. "Well, that will go well with our A1s here," said Edward. "Can't believe there are 3 now. We've got Henry and Gordon." Hello. Yes, I know, said Neil. "Oh, well, I heard that the Topham Hatt is really looking forward to getting a new express engine to do Gordon's jobs when Henry can't do his own," said Neil. "Okay, but why do we need another A1? said Gordon. "Well, you see," said Neil, Colin has trouble pulling your express trains because the coaches for your railway are much heavier than the Wellsworth and Sudbury's, meaning it's much harder for the other engines to pull them unless they're big enough and have the right amount of strength," said Neil. "Ah, yes," said Gordon. "Don't worry," said Edward. "At least we can all enjoy this new engine arrival." Then Sir Topham Hatt came. "Hello, engines," said Sir Topham. "Hello," said the engines. "You may have heard Neil talking about our new A1. He will be arriving today and will be coming up to the shed soon. I expect a warm welcome for this new engine," said Sir Topham Hatt. "For now, I have Adam, Colin, Clive and Matthew doing their jobs right now. For now, I have Clive doing your jobs, Gordon, Matthew doing your jobs, Edward, and Colin doing your jobs, Lily, and, well, Adam doing your jobs, Neil," said Sir Topham. "Okay," said Neil, "but sir, why do you need those engines doing those jobs? Don't they have their own? And plus, why are you giving us a break?" said Edward. "Well, you're the engines that I always want you engines to go and meet our new engines," said Sir Topham, "and give them a warm welcome because you engines are the more reliable engines and seem the most worthy," said Sir Topham. "Okay," said Edward. "Now with that sorted, let's get back to your I'll let you get back to your chat," said Sir Topham, and he walked away. "I wonder who the new A1 would be," said Gordon. Then they heard a whistle. "Oh, it's that A1, said Gordon. The engine was steaming along the line coming to the sheds. The engines weren't expecting a B12. "Oh, hello, new engine. Who are you?" said Gordon. "Well, I don't have a name," said the engine. But I'm 98462, a B12. He said. "Okay," said Gordon. "But where's the A1? What A1? You mean that prototype engine over there?" said 98462. Then a blue engine that looked like Henry but was the same size as 98462 was steaming along the line. "Hello there," said the engine. "I'm 87546. The engines were shocked that there were two engines here. But they took not much notice. They were glad that more engines were arriving on the railway. "The more engines the better," said Gordon. Then Sir Topham Hatt came walking out. "Well, I ordered one engine, not two," said Sir Topham. "But we are the engines that you ordered. You didn't realise that the one engine was a bargain to get two," said 87546. "Oh, so who are you then?" said Sir Topham. "We don't have names," said 87546. "I'm 98462, said 98462. "And I'm 87546, said 87546. "Okay, can you work hard?" said Sir Topham. "Yes, we can," said 98462. "Good. Now I need you engines to do some jobs." So 87546, you'll be doing Gordon's work when he has to do Henry's work. "Right, sir," said 87546. "But what's my work outside of that work?" said 87546. "Well, we have slow passenger trains going on, and really they are slow. They're more like trains for like branch lines, but they do go across the main line. They're not meant to be fast, but you really can just drive them. They can go fast or slow because that's how the coaches are designed. They're big branch line coaches," said Sir Topham. "Okay," said 87546. "And what about my job?" said 98462. "Well, 98462, you will be doing express work along with Gordon and Henry, all because we need the more express jobs, and the more we can keep at this railway open with the Sodor and Midlands Railway and the Walesworth and Sudbury Railway, the better," said Sir Topham. "Okay," they both said. "Good luck," said Gordon. "Okay, good luck to you too, you big blue engine," said 98462. "Just be glad that I'm a proper engine," said 98462. "Unlike you silly prototypes," and he steamed ahead. The engines were not expecting what he had said then. This did shock the engines. "We have no time for silly old prototype timers like you all," said 87546, and he steamed away with 98462. The engines were horrified. "They don't know what they're in for," said Edward. "Well, get them," said Winston. "They are not allowed to be on the railway," said Neil. "Hope they get scrapped one day," said Lily. "What? They called us silly prototypes," said Henry. "And yet 87546 is a prototype and smaller than you, Henry. The firebox must fit him better than you, Henry," said Gordon. 98462 went over to the platform. He was getting ready for his express train. He backed down onto the train ready to begin his ride, and he backs down onto his train. Now the railway will see how grand we are, 87546, said 98462. And then we will rule this railway, said 87546. But first off, I need to take this mail train, it seems, says 87546. Yes, you do, said 98462. So Topham Hatt had overheard them, but wanted to play along, to trick them. Then 87546 steamed up to the mail vans. Here we go, said 87546. Where's Sir Topham? He said. I'm here, said Sir Topham. 87546, I need you to take this mail train. We rarely have engines to take it, because we're usually on our tight schedule, so we have to usually take it at night time. So you being able to pull some trains, you'll be quite helpful, 87546, said Sir Topham. Okay, said 87546. 98462, get ready to pull your express train. Both of you, said Sir Topham. Okay, they both said. The guard's whistles blew, and 87546 began his journey. Oh, what a wonderful day it is for this, he said. He was not familiar with how the railways worked yet, so he did not know that he had to go and stop over at Wellsworth. However, he happily steamed along the line, thinking on how good it could be if he was the number one of the railway and actually had a name other than just a silly number. He passed by one of the stations, and he was eventually not realising that he had to stop at all the stations. He had not realised this and thought he was only at a select few. So he was already causing trouble on the railway. But this would soon get worse. As he was coming to the hill, he began to have a charge at it, going at a higher speed to get over it. He was a smaller look of Henry. More smaller, he was able to not be sick because the firebox suited his size more than it did suit Henry. And he was not as big as Henry, which gave him the advantage on having a small firebox. He raced up the hill and went over it. But his tender derailed, coal spilled out, and he came to a stop while coming down. Well, bother, he thought. That's not good. The vans pushed him down the line to a point where he came to a stop. Well, how am I supposed to pull my train now if I'm derailed, he said. Then 98462 began with his express train. This one would go much faster than the mail train, because of course it was an express train. He was racing down the line. The usual average express coaches were full, but his express train, it was a new test express train, you could say. So they were testing it out with 3 coaches. It would eventually come up to 4, but 3 was the test. He stopped at Crosby, the first station for the express to stop at. Well, he said, this is a marvellous time, he said. The passengers were amazed at seeing a B12. They had never seen such an engine on the Ellsbridge Railway. They saw its 6 large driving wheels and its 2 small bogie wheels. They said he looked like Edwards, a bigger version and more stronger version. This made 98462 quite arrogant of himself. I'm a better K2, he thought. Once the passengers were in and the guard's whistle blew, he raced off. Nothing can stop the mighty B12s, he said. We are just bigger, better K2s, and I am the pride of the line, he thought. Because us, me, and 87546 are the prides of the line, and we will be that forever, he thought. He came up to the hill, soon to be Gordon's Hill, and he steamed up it. However, he had to go back down. Oh dear, he thought. But he kept a smile up and decided to have a go at the hill again. I probably need some more speed, he thought. So he backed up with his coaches and came to a stop. Then he raced up at a go at the hill again. Nothing will stop the B12s, he thought. He was going as fast as he could. He went up the hill. My speed is better, he thought. He soon passed over the hill. He saw 87546. I'll call for help, he said. Thank you, said 87546. The coaches were not happy with his attitude. Let's pay him out, they said. They pushed 98462 as fast as they could. Oh my, don't push harder, he said. Not until you say sorry to being rude to the engines, said the coaches. I'll never say sorry, he said. Then we'll make you crash, they said. He raced along the line. He passed by into the Wellsworth and Sudbury line. The points were always a bit faulty, and he eventually came to derailing. More harder than 87546. Then Sir Topham Hatt came, 98462. Why are you like this? He said. I'm sorry, sir, said 98462, for being rude to the engines, he said. Finally, you say sorry, said the coaches. I'm just not a nice engine, please forgive me, he said. I'll give you a couple more chances, said Sir Topham. But if you screw those chances up, I am going to have to I'm going to have to send you away back to your old railway with 87546. Okay, sir, said 98462. Now I have to go and get Adam to get the crane, he said, and walked away. That night the engines heard what happened to the 2 engines. They all laughed. Then the driver came. Henry, you're all right, they said. He said. Yes, I am, said Henry. You're okay after that hill incident, they said. Yes, I am, said Henry. Don't worry, the 2 engines will be returning tomorrow. They were simply easy to fix. The engines weren't happy for that news, but were still happy that they had gotten into a crash. "Henry, tomorrow, would you like to come out?" said his driver. "Oh yes, please," said Henry. "I've been wanting to stretch my wheels ever since that hill incident," he said. "Then we'll get to work in no time," said driver. But that will be a story for another day. Or for tomorrow maybe. Or for whenever it comes out.